John Swindle's here with Anthony Crolla. You've had quite an eventful few weeks. You've signed with Matchroom. How's that going?
Yep, no, great. I'm just looking forward now to my first outing with them, which is 23rd of November on the Froch Groves Bill. Obviously, it helps being in Manchester as well, so it doesn't really get much bigger than that for me. I'm going to be in a meaningful fight, fighting for a title. Not sure of opponent just yet. On a big undercard, and I'm going to be high up on that undercard. And to do it in front of the Manchester people, that means the world to me.
So I was going to tell you had a great series of fights with Derry Matthews. Unfortunately, the last one ended in a draw. How did it feel coming out of that fight? Did you feel that you'd done enough to win it? Or?
Yeah, I felt I'd done enough to win it. Derry, like I say, he felt he'd done enough, but I mean, myself and most people had me winning the fight by a couple of rounds. But that was a good fight, and who knows, like you say, the possibility of a third fight next year sometime.
And you also recently defeated Gavin Rees. You were the underdog in that fight. How did that feel?
Yeah, no, it was a great win for me. It was a career best win for me. I boxed a very good fighter in Gavin and beat him in a close fight. But I felt like I say I definitely done enough. Joe Gallagher nailed the tactics down absolutely perfect, and I just followed them. So it was a great win for me. It was one of a career. It was one of my best performances in my career, but it was certainly a career best win.
And there was anything when you went into that fight that you thought that Gavin did differently or maybe didn't do that you were expecting him to do?
No, not really, because I've been watching Gavin for such a long time. I knew what a good fighter he was. I've been watching Gavin since, wow, I remember being ringside when he boxed Martin Watson at the Millennium Stadium, yeah. So that's how long I've been watching Gavin for, and he's a fighter I've always really rated. But and I watched him obviously close up again more recently when in more recent times when he beat Derry Matthews. So no, I'd studied Gavin, and we was due to fight a few years back. We'd half started studying him then, so it was just a matter of refreshing. For this fight, for the fight that come up in June, it was just a matter of refreshing what we'd already gone over.
Fantastic. And you personally, what's going on in your personal life?
Yeah, I've got a little boy now who's 3 weeks old, just over 3 weeks old, and so obviously without sounding corny now, I've got something to fight for, and it's a pretty, well, I wouldn't say it's stressful to be honest, because it's good times. I'm moving into an house. It's got my first house with my partner Francesca, and it's like moving in there, looking after the baby. That's something hard training, but like I say, I'm getting the right rest, which is important. So no, at the time, at this moment in time, things couldn't be better. I couldn't be happier.
Sleepless nights?
Do you know what? Like I say, I do my bit. I do try and do my bit as much as I can, but like I say, I'm lucky to have an understanding partner she knows how important the rest is, and with him being breastfed, I've got out of the night feeds as well. So, but no, like I say, I try and do my bits to smell his nappies and stuff like that. But yeah, the sleep obviously it could be a bit more tiring at times, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
And you work with Box Nation as a pundit. How is that, obviously, getting into that kind of a field before you finish fighting? Is that great?
That's something I really enjoy doing. Honestly, I really enjoy doing that, and it's something I'd love to go into when I've retired. So, like I say, to get little bits in now while I'm still boxing will only help me. But I mean, for me, it's just like I'm sat there just to talk about something I love. I absolutely love it. I do.
Is it also helping you to raise your profile a bit? Obviously, you've got this deal with Matchroom.
Definitely. Like I say, I've worked some great bills on the Box Nation, for instance, for Eddie Hearn. A few years back when Mayweather boxed Miguel Cotto, I was in the studio all night, and obviously you see the amount of viewers who'll be tuning in just to watch Floyd, and obviously I'm here and I'm working there. So obviously it raises my profile, but like I say, the important thing to me is hopefully just getting better at it and better at it.
And on that Froch card, you don't know your opponent yet at all. Is there anyone that you might like to fight?
Not just yet. Eddie's got a few names in mind who we might even speak about today. So hopefully soon we'll have opponent confirmed. And like I say, it'll be a meaningful fight. So it's something I'm really looking forward to.
And you recently acquired Anthony Crolla as well. He says that he's going to be fighting on that Frutch versus Groves bill. Any ideas of an opponent yet, or is it still on the pipeline?
Yeah, I'm working on it at the moment. Got some names that I'm going to go through with Joe Gallagher. You know, I think that after his victory over Gavin Rees, I think he's potentially worthy of a world title shot, if not one fight away. So I think we're going to move him away from the domestic scene in the short term and take that next step up to try and cement that world title fight. But you know, he's a great kid, sells a load of tickets, really popular, and you know, the victory over Reese really has propelled him to you know, a deserved place to get those kind of big fights.
Yeah, Eddie's great. He's delivering the big fights, and since we met Eddie and we talked, I was really happy with what he said. And he's been down the gym a couple of times. Obviously, he's here now with Scott Quigg, who's got his world title fight next week. So with Eddie, like I say, it's nice that he comes down. It's nice that he comes down and watches the lads. So like you say, you couldn't ask for more.
Fantastic. Is there anything else that you might want to say? Any last messages to fans, friends, to possible opponents?
No, just appreciate, like you say, I'm blessed to be in a lightweight division which in a lot of people's mind is the best division in Britain. So hopefully, like I say, I'm just glad to be involved in good fights, and November the 23rd, Team Crolla will be out in force.
I should have maybe researched you a bit more. How did it feel to get that fight?
Same, I think it's very honest of you, I think, because I think a lot of people were in the same boat really. I think, you know, a lot of people just looked at the Selby fight and thought that was it from me really, and you know, didn't think I've had a great amateur career.